I have a quick question for all of you. Why is it that we put pen down before we move 150 steps? Pranav.
Because without pen down, like if it was pen, it would go with the scratch, but without pen, with pen down, it would go with the scratch, but without pen down, it would just pen would just go by itself.
So, can you repeat that, please?
So with pen down, the pen will go with the sprite character, but without pen down or any pen, it will just go. The character will just go 150 steps.
That's not what I said. I said, I said, why did I put pen down before I moved 150 steps? So pen down is still there. It's just I have it after 150 steps. So I switched these two blocks around.
If you switch them around, the pen would turn on after, so basically you wouldn't have any line.
Good. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay. So yeah, let's go into looks. So what is looks? Looks in Scratch are the text and color, are the text and the color and the switching of costumes for sprites. Looks can change costumes or hide and show the sprites. What I mean by that is hide and show is that you can either make your sprite disappear off the stage, it's still there, it's just it's not visible in view, or you can't see it on the stage, and you can show it by just hiding it, and then it'll appear again. Looks can also customize the sprite while in the program by the use of changing costumes. We're getting into costumes next slide. Looks can also be used to make an animation, and they can also be used as a main part in certain games, like a dress-up game or in a game with lots of animations. And they could use that by the switching of costumes. So, Scratch costume screen. This is the Scratch costume screen when instead of clicking sprites, it'll start off in scripts. And then if you click the costumes tab, you will be brought up to this screen. So, let's analyze this screen. This is the costume name. This is where you can name your costumes. And the costume name will show here. Next is the costume list. In the costume list, this is all the costumes that are with the sprite. You can make more by pressing this. You can make more. You can make so you could add a sprite as a costume by pressing this, or you could paint a new costume manually by pressing the paint button or the paint brush. And that's uploading your costume to the computer, and this is taking a screenshot of something and adding it as a costume, or taking something with a webcam. After that, we have the costume canvas. This is where your costume will show up depending on the selected costume that you choose. And this is where you can turn it around, where it will show it if you edit it. That brings us into our next thing, the costume editor. This part of the costume editor changes the color of the paintbrush or the brush that you use or the drawing tool that you use with your mouse to change your costume. This is also the line width. You can change how long the line or how thick the line is by moving this bar. All the way up there is all of the other costume editors, so you can fill it up. I'm just going to give you a few examples. You can fill it up with paint. You can build the entire canvas up with paint. You can add text in it. You can enlarge it, turn it, make it circular. You can basically do anything. And you can flip it around, turn it, anything.